Hi, this is Tanya from Love Buddha Tarot, back with the card of today for the 1st of August 2016. Now, first of all, before I get to the card, massive apologies that I haven't been here for 2 weeks. The last time I spoke to you, I said I was going away to work in Devon for a few days. I ended up there for over a week. And then I came back and I've had so much catching up to do. So I'm so sorry there hasn't been time for any of the cards. But back to normal now. I am going away again next week, so there might be a few days where there isn't, but I'm doing them when I can. And thank you to all of the people that have been in touch to have readings as well, even though I haven't been doing the cards. That's much appreciated, and I hope that they've helped you as well. So I'm back, the 1st of August today. Where has this year gone? It's just it's flown by, hasn't it? And the card that we have today isn't that much of a nice card. A lot of people don't like this one. We have the Three of Swords. I'm using the Stretch Tarot deck again, and if you can see, the word that he puts to this card is sorrow. So with this card, whenever this card comes out, it does show a time of, it's like sadness, grief, heartbreak, real pain, pretty tense times, and not feeling yourself neither. It's like things are raw. There's wounds open, or there's wounds have been reopened there, right? Okay, so this, I feel that this is more to do with past hurts that are bubbling to the surface, if that makes sense. A lot of clearing going on at the moment. I mean, we're living in crazy times, and I really feel that we're being forced to sort of trudge through the dregs that have still been left from the past, if that makes sense, and sort of delve right deep into anything that's left, bring it to the surface so that we can then acknowledge it and release it as well. This card, now, it's the first time I've ever seen it when I've looked at this card as well, and like I say, this is a beautiful deck. The 3 is coming out very prominently now. Yes, it's the 3 of Swords, so there's nothing special about that. But what I'm getting with this one, sometimes it can be 3 people, so this card often comes when there's sort of an affair going on or something like that, and the pain and that this causes. I mean, if we have a look on the bottom, there's 3 hearts there, that are affected by this blood. And there's 3 people actually involved in this. But when I looked at this card today, and what is strange, because I've never ever got this before when I've read the 3 of Swords, is that I got this as being the mind, body and spirit. So what I'm getting with this is that there's massive healing needed, not just on a physical level, not just on an emotional level, but on a spiritual level as well. I was talking to somebody I met I met last week, who basically their life is amazing. Their life has gone to, they came for a reading about 18 months ago. Their life was not in a good place. I actually photographed their wedding last week, and now they're moving away, they're emigrating, and they're just, the happiness that was on that day was unbelievable. They said they'd had the reading with myself, and then they'd also done a soul retrieval as well, gone back into past lives. I mean, if anybody is involved, interested in past lives, this was apparently a massive turning point for her. So she was able to heal not just her emotional wounds, not just her physical wounds that were manifesting from this emotional pain, but also going back to her spiritual wounds that, she wasn't even aware of. So it is something I'm going to look into myself. So I will let you know what the outcome is with it. It's always interesting to find new things. So like I say, with this card, I really feel it's a healing on all 3 levels. we shed a lot of tears, you know, when this card comes up. It shows that tears have been shed, you know, and it's often a loss, you know, a breakup, separation, divorce, you know, somebody dying. It can be grief. It's, you know, it's anything that we grieve for. Now, when we lose something, grief is because we've lost something that we've invested in on an emotional level. And the thing is with that is, you know, it's at least you loved enough to hurt. That's the way I try and look at it, you know. None of us are going to get through life without hurt. None of us, you know. It doesn't matter how spiritual we are, how logical we are, whatever, we are still going to hurt, you know. This is a part of life in the same way that happiness is, you know. So it's a double-edged sword, really. With the pain that it is shown in this card, what is coming from this is growth. You will grow massively with this pain, you know. With every pain we do grow. You know, we learn how to do something. If we're a kid and we climb off a wall and fall down and hurt, we know then not to go on that wall again, because the chances are we will get hurt again. So if somebody just told us not to, we would still want to go ahead and do it. So it's like I say, pain brings in lessons, which is, they're not always easy, but they're always, I feel, the most valuable lessons that we have as well. And when I'm looking at this card, you know, I really, and when I'm looking at the world today as well, I really wished I had a magic wand that could take all of the pain away, you know, take all of the suffering away in the world and make everybody pain-free, you know. I can't do that, you know. None of us can do that, you know. So what we have to do is we have to embrace the pain. I've been suffering again this last weekend with physical pain, and I tried to push through it, and then I sat and I thought, hold on a second, pain is my body alerting me that there's something wrong, and what I need to do is I need to rest it. So I've had 2 days on the sofa, bored stiff, you know, but I feel better today, you know, a few meditations, stuff like that. I feel better, and it was because I listened to my body. So if you're feeling pain in any area of your life, whether it's emotional, spiritual, or physical, try and look at what the root cause is of that. I mean, if we look at this card, we can see that sword is actually showing through. So if we delve really, really deep, we can see where this pain actually started from, you know. I mean, I know people that have had, you know, problems with their back, and what happens then with their back is they start trying to adapt to it differently, and then this affects their walking and affects their hips and things like that. So it's, the root cause isn't their hips. That might be what they go to the doctor about, but it was actually because they had this little twinge in their back, so they started trying to adapt to it, and then it caused a knock-on effect. So this is what I'm saying with this, you know. Look at the root cause. Go right to the root cause of this pain that you're feeling, and this is when you will start the healing process that is massively needed, you know, because often it's not what we think it is, you know. If somebody is going through a breakup at the moment, yes, you could be hurting because that person has gone out of your life. But is the hurt really coming from just that one person? Or is that hurt coming from other times that you have been rejected and been hurt in the past that are all accumulating and coming to the surface because you're feeling that feeling again, you know? So this is, it goes quite deep, this card, but it's a lot of times the pain we feel isn't that intense, but when we add it to our past hurts that then seem to be, you know, it's like, oh, this record's being played again, you know, that then, how we felt during them hurt then comes on top of the hurt, what we're feeling now, and we get overwhelmed by it, and it can actually cause us to just, you know, just break down, you know. But I always say a breakdown is a breakthrough as well. So it's like I say, it's all needed. So this is a real time to look at times you've been hurt in the past. how you are carrying them still with you into this future, you know. Sorry, I've just got they're saying this as well. It was I was talking to somebody the other day, and we were talking about sort of broken relationships and stuff like that, and it was like, would you really want that person back in your life now? And they went, oh God, no, I wouldn't. I'm so pleased I'm not with them. And I said, so rather go back, revisit that relationship, and look at the fact that you actually were freed from that. You know, you got off lightly from it, rather than focusing on the pain that that relationship caused you, because that pain was actually a gift to you, because it freed you, and it freed you now to live the life that you live. And they sort of got it, and they were like, I'm going to do that with all of my exes. So, you know, it's a good exercise to actually do this. And with this pain as well, is don't let it harden you. You know, don't let it make you bitter. Don't let it make fear be your controller, because you're scared of getting hurt again. You know, what you need to do is think, right, okay, I'm ready for another lesson, you know. And if pain comes with whatever comes next, you know that you will be learning with it, you know. So I know we try and protect ourselves, but by isolating ourselves, we can cut ourselves off from so much more, you know. So today, this is about removing that sword, actually looking at that sword head on, removing it, and this is when the healing process will start. You know, it may not happen overnight. I mean, if you get a cut, you know, it stings, it hurts, it then starts to scab over. You then might knock the scab off, and then you feel the pain again. But eventually it goes. It might leave a little scar, but I want you within your heart today, any scars that you have within your heart, look at these as medals, you know. These show that you have got through these hard times. These show that you have felt, you have hurt, and you have actually survived this hurt as well, you know. So you have been brave, and being brave is one of the greatest gifts that we have, you know, and that will help us get through testing and painful times. So there's an ending comes with this card, and I don't feel within this, I don't feel it's the ending of a relationship, which often it is. What I feel with this is I feel it's an ending to the pain, you know. It's a new beginning. It's you actually taking your pain, rather than trying to get rid of it or whatever, acknowledge it, sit with it, you know. And if you need to take it on with you, take it on with you, but don't let it consume you. You know, this is what you need to do. It will not destroy you, you know, only if you allow it to. So this is about focusing on recovery, and it's focusing on healing, you know, and it's about filling your heart back up with love as well. You know, love is the most strongest emotion that we have. This is how we feel so much pain when it goes, you know, because the soul cannot live without love. So to cut yourself off and not allow yourself to love again because you have been hurt in the past, you know, then that is actually more damaging to you than the pain initially, you know. So love can defeat anything, you know. Remember, you are not the same person as you were before you experienced this hurt, but you are a lot wiser and you know a lot more about yourself. So look at your pain as a gift, you know. That's what it is. My mum used to say to me when I was little, the worse the medicine tastes, the better it works. And it's a bit like this, you know, that's what it is, you know. So the most harsh pain that you've had, that will propel you further in life. If anybody has a chance to watch Tony Robbins' I Am Not Your Guru, fantastic documentary that's on Netflix. It was one of the ones I watched this weekend when I was laid up on the sofa. But, you know, he talks about this as well. Do not let your pain destroy you. Let it define you, and, you know, it will serve you well. Okay, so I hope you like that card. Sorry, I've came back and I feel like I've given you a right telling off there. But it's great to be back. I really, really have missed you all. Please let me know in the comments if you've missed me or if you've missed this cards, or, you know, how stuff has been going. I do have availability for this week for readings if anybody would like a reading with me. The information is below. So you can book through my Facebook, through my website. You know, please follow me on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. And like I say, if you like these videos, then then please spread the word. But it's really, really good to be back, and I'll be back tomorrow with the card of today. Satnam.